The extent of this retreat is actually within the confines of Fort Shafter, in a scenic part unused for anything else. There are points atop from which one can see Diamond Head, Triple Army Hospital, the International Airport, Hickam Field, and Pearl City and Pearl Harbor, as well as everything in between. After entering the fort and being waved through by the white-gloved MP, there is, off to the right a ways, a seemingly useless and steep embankment, and, yet, after powering up it on a motorcycle in first gear, there is then a sharp left onto a path 6 feet wide or so that goes up very slightly as it traverses the base of the mountain until a wide right curve brings it back to another, higher-angled traverse, but not steep, really, but ever gaining height on its long way. There is then a tremendously steep climb right towards the ridge, and, upon getting there, one must be very careful riding along the 2-foot wide path, for only a bush separates it from a terrible fall down to the like highway running below. There is then a leftish turn onto the high ridge toward the back of the mountain, and here the trail apparently ends, but the rest of the trail around and down is really just blocked, and very treacherous. Although one could use it for an emergency escape if fire was coming up the front of the mountain. It seems as there is no retreat here, nor anything, but it is slightly down and beneath, tucked into the cliffside, and so one must climb down to it. However, there is also an invisible and more circular route to it if one is not in the mood, although it is laced with jutting rocks. Here, then, in the nook of an open cave type of arrangement, our tent is tucked to the back, the double cot placed in the rear, where the ceiling has sloped down. The tent doors can usually be left open on the average fine day time. There is a slight grassy lawn in front, with enough room for lounge chairs, and a table, and beyond this is a sheer drop. The view faces toward the airport and its reef runways jutting out into the Pacific. Here it was that I first began investigating the tow with Alice, a computer programmer from the University of Hawaii.
A girl, her husband was a soldier, gone to war in some strange country far away. No word had come to her, but the rumors of great battles fought, men dying in their thousands, and the world full of fear. As the day would turn to evening, she would light a pure white candle and the place it in a window bright, from where it could be seen. As she placed it in the window softly, without thinking, she said, "Let this burning candle be a beacon. Let joy and innocence prevail. Let joy and innocence prevail. Believe that love will never fail. Let joy and innocence prevail." And one night, asleep, she dreamed she saw her husband fall in a great white cavalry charge, and waking in tears, she saw the candle burning in the window. She still had hope, and through the window, a man in the distance. But as he came closer, she saw he was a stranger. The stranger said, "I bring a message from a general. A captain has been wounded. His life hangs by a thread. He calls out your name, and he wishes you to come to him. But the journey's a hard road, and you may be afraid." Then she laughed and said, "No road could be too hard, for I am fearless, a captain and a husband I have gained this bright new day." And she said with all her heart she would fly to be beside him, and her love would heal his wounds, restore him to her. Let joy and innocence prevail. Let joy and innocence prevail. Believe that love will never fail. Let joy and innocence prevail. Let joy and innocence prevail. Let joy